Hello everyone and welcome back once again. In today's video we will learn on the difference between the Indus Valley Civilization and the Vedic civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization and Vedic culture form two distinct groups in the history of Indian civilization. For a long time it was believed that both the Indus Valley Civilization and the Aryan civilization had much in common. However, today it is believed that the two differed fundamentally in the resemblance and contents. Therefore, these two have been regarded as two distinct groups of civilization in Indian history. So in today's video, we'll try to look forward and understand some of the most important and selected differences between the Harappan civilization and the Vedic civilization. Number 1. The Indus Valley civilization came to light after the excavation of the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. The ruins, bones, coins, and other things discovered during the excavation serves as source of our knowledge in understanding the Indus Valley civilization. While, on the other hand, when we look at the Vedic civilization, the only source of our knowledge is the Vedas or the Vedic literature. In fact, there is no archaeological evidence to prove on the existence of the Vedic civilization. Number 2. The Indus Valley civilization was essentially an urban civilization. People preferred to live in big towns and cities such as Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, while during the Vedic civilization was essentially of rural character and people preferred to live in the villages and rural areas rather than residing in the big towns and cities like that of Harappan civilization. Number 3. These people were not very able warriors. As per the researchers or as per the archaeological evidence of the Harappan civilization, it is believed that the Harappan people were peace-loving people because during the excavation, no such war weapons were discovered on the Harappan civilization. While the same thing, if you look back at the Vedic civilization, it is believed that the Aryans were fond of wars, and it is also believed on the theory of invasion that the Aryans had a great war with the Dravidians when they entered into the Indian subcontinent from the northwestern part of India. Number 4. The Indus Valley people passed their leisure times in the indoor games such as dancing and singing. While on the other hand, the Vedic civilization, the pastime of the Aryans was chariot race and hunting. It was an outdoor racing. Number 5. The Indus people were ignorant of iron. They did not have the idea of using the iron metal, while during the Vedic civilization, the Aryans used iron profusely, or it was used immensely, or iron was utilized for their war weapons. Number 6. The Indus Valley people regarded bull or unicorn as the sacred animal, though it has been a state of or the crown of debate among the scholars today. While on the other hand, the Aryans regarded cow as their sacred animal. Number 7. The Indus Valley civilization people had a trade relation with other countries and with other civilizations, such as with the Mesopotamian civilization and also with the neighboring countries. While the Vedic civilization, there is no proof of Aryans' trade relation with other countries. In fact, they were perhaps confined to their own indigenous places. Number 8. The Aryans or the Indus Valley people believed in idol worship. The same thing when we look back at the Indus Valley Harappan Vedic civilization, the Aryans had not believed in the idol worship. Number 9. Agriculture and trade and commerce was the main occupation of the Harappan people, while agriculture was the main occupation of the Vedic civilization. The only source of the occupation was agriculture. Number 10. They had many measures and weights when we look back on the history of Harappan civilization, while during the Vedic civilization, the Aryans had no such ideas about measures and weights. Number 11. The Harappan people used coins in the trade. Commodities were purchased and sold by measurements and by cash. While during the Vedic civilization, the Aryans followed a barter system. It was a mode of exchange. Number 12. The Harappan people buried the dead bodies, while during the Vedic civilization, the dead bodies were cremated by the Aryans. Number 13. Fish was included in the diet of the Harappan people, while during the Vedic civilization, the Aryans discarded fish. Performance of yajnas was very unknown to the Harappan people, while during the Vedic civilization, performance of yajnas became one of the most important necessary for during the rites and rituals. 15. Hereditary caste system was unknown to the Harappan people, while during the Vedic civilization, hereditary caste system began to exist, and especially during the later phase of the Vedic civilization, during the later Vedic culture. Number 16. The Indus people made no literary composition, while during the Vedic civilization, the Vedic people or the Aryans started composing the Vedas and the Vedic literature. So the Vedic people gave us the Vedic literature. So these are some of the most important and selected 16 differences between the Harappan civilization and the Vedic civilization. So with this, we will wind up our session for today, and thank you so much for joining this session.